Yesterday, Cleveland Browns fans were informed Deshaun Watson, a despicable person, terrible quarterback, would be their starting quarterback for week 1 of the NFL season. It was just the latest in a decades-long debacle for the dog pound and all the loyal Cleveland Browns fans. But do they have it the worst of any NFL team? Here's the list today. Top 5 NFL fan bases I feel the worst for. Number 5, the Jets. What is the expression? Same old Jets. And here's the problem if you're a Jets fan. Look, they haven't won a Super Bowl since Namath, which means most people alive have not seen the Jets win a Super Bowl. The Jets have this pretty amazing and awesome knack of failing all year long. They could fire general managers in the springtime. They screw up the NFL draft every single year. They invent ways to lose. Bad football, bad coaches, bad owners. Can't believe this just happened. Close but no cigar. Paper bags for everyone. I feel terrible. If you know a Jets fan, I know that you do, it fills their soul. Their lives are changed because they root for this just snake bit horrendous franchise. Same old Jets. I feel terrible for Jets fans. Number 4, Bills fans. And listen, the Bills, I would always make this case. They didn't win a Super Bowl in the 90s, but 4 straight Super Bowls, it's an amazing accomplishment. Great teams, fun to watch teams. And 4 straight Super Bowls is something that will never happen again in the history of the NFL. But they have never won a championship. Close but no cigar. And how they've lost and that they've lost. And 13 seconds against Kansas City a few years ago. And wide rights when you think about Norwood and what transpired going up against the New York Football Giants. I mean, this has just been painful for year after year, decade after decade. Bad coaching, bad moments, bad management. Josh Allen is Santa Claus meets John Elway. And I think he will deliver a championship for the Buffalo Bills, and it could easily be this year. But until that happens, this long-suffering fan base is just going to keep saying, wait till next year. Number 3, the Detroit Lions. Rebuilding since 1957. And finally, it felt like the Lions were en route to getting to the Super Bowl, and Dan Campbell had the lead a few years ago against San Francisco, and he choked it away. Just, game management, clock management, as miserable as it gets. They wasted Barry Sanders' career. Think about the theater of the absurd and just how bad you have to be as an organization to turn the legendary Barry Sanders into someone who's irrelevant because they couldn't win with Barry Sanders. I feel terrible for the fans of the Detroit Lions. Number 2, the Minnesota Vikings fans. I think sometimes the Vikings, because they've had great players and great teams, it kind of gets lost in the shuffle just how snake-bit a group they are. The Minnesota Vikings, they've been close but no cigar for so long. They also have been no cigar in any way, shape, or form, right? And, they're in this amazing division with great fan bases. And, you think about how they just don't get the proper credit or recognition ever. And they're constantly second fiddle to the Green Bay Packers and to the Chicago Bears. Minnesota's never seen a Super Bowl, never won a championship in the NFL. Listen, I love this team. I love this fan base. I mean, we could go back to, wasting Randy Moss and Chris Carter, Randall Cunningham, Dante Culpepper. We can go through all these, Gary Anderson, wasting the next game after the Minnesota-Minneapolis Miracle. I mean, just so many teams you thought it would be their moment, their time, and just brutal. Absolutely brutal if you're a fan of the Minnesota Vikings. Number 1 on the list, the Cleveland Browns. I don't know how a Browns fan does it. If I'm a Browns fan, I would have to give up. I mean, the Cleveland Browns, at the end of the day, if it wasn't for bad luck and bad ownership and bad management and bad coaches and bad decisions, they wouldn't have anything. I mean, first the Browns move and become the Ravens. Then the new Browns are in, and there's this. I mean, just atrocious quarterbacks, multiple quarterbacks. We'll get them next year. A fan base that is so tough and so passionate and knows their stuff, and then this. I mean, and now Deshaun Watson on the heels of Charlie Fry and Johnny Manziel and Brian Hoyer, and it's a factory of sadness. I mean, it's just as soul-sucking as it gets. There is not a fan base in the NFL I feel worse for than the Cleveland Browns.